What type of life would you want to live as a biochemist? Would you want the moderate earning lifestyle or the million naira income?
My name is Koforola, and here with me is Tobiloba.
This episode discusses the top 11 actual careers for any biochemist in Nigeria. We're going to be starting with the third on our list down to the 11th, and then we'll be giving you the top 2 hottest income at the end of this session. Then we go further on how any scientist can level up their game by creating a career for themselves in biochemistry. Do you love food and you're a biochemist? I have a good news for you. There is a career in biochemistry, which is food science, and there are various places where they can work in Nigeria. There are various companies like Nestle Nigeria, Unilever Nigeria, Flour Mills of Nigeria, Dangote Group of companies. You can work in Dangote Group of companies too as a food scientist. You can work in Kai Limited. Yeah, I know it's pronounced Chi Limited, but the pronunciation is actually Kai. And their salary range for a food scientist, for an average food scientist now, is 175,000 to 191,000 per month. That's for a starter, like someone that is just getting into the field. And this price range just is Glassdoor.
As a biochemist, you can work as an environmental scientist.
Yeah.
You can work in companies like Aquila Solutions Limited, Agua Waste Management Company Limited, Agro-Verified, Alpha Laboratories Limited, Alongre Recycling. I mean, there are several companies to work as an environmental scientist. And this is not the whole list
We
of...
still even have companies that are being developed day by day, and we'll be needing these fields in their companies.
As an environmental scientist.
Yeah.
And according to pay scale, you can earn as moderate as 137,500 according to pay scale.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
I know some of you will be thinking that, hey, how much is this money? How much is 137k? Just stay tuned to the end of this episode. You're here with Single. Too small, you're about to hear a molecular biologist. Oh my god, I love this field so much. So as a molecular biologist now, you can work in Demi Health Clinic and Genomic Medicine, that's DCGM. You can work in National Institute for Medical Research, NIMR. You can work in Lagos University Teaching Hospital. You can work in Selka Biosciences. There are places where you can work as a molecular biologist. And an average salary for a starter, according to our source, which is the Junction, is 120,000 to 600,000 per month. I'm sure you're happy to hear that the money is plenty.
Yeah. 100K.
The money is plenty, really.
Another way you can make use of your biochemistry degree is to work as an agro-biochemist. I mean, agriculture and biochemistry, they blend together.
Yes.
And you can work in Aquada Development Corporation, Palladium Farms Limited, Bridgemead Consulting, Belloxy Industries Limited, 7-Up Bottling Company. I mean,
everyone even knows 7-Up, so you know that it's a very, very good company.
And the salary is encouraging too. Like
Yeah.
you can earn as much as 600k. For starters, you can earn 120k.
I can average.
According
Wow.
to the Junction.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a very good field to work in.
Another field, or let me say another job opportunity in biochemistry, is working as a medical laboratory scientist. So now, as a medical laboratory scientist, you can work in companies like Teddy Bioscience Laboratory. It's located in Ondo State, Akure, Ilaramoki to be precise. You can work in E-Clinic and Diagnostic Limited. You can work in Caroline Medical Center and Invent Partner Limited. So these are companies where you can practice as a medical laboratory scientist, and the salary is as moderate as 110,000 per month. Our source is pay scale. You can check it.
I believe
to confirm.
a medical laboratory scientist can work in the hospital too.
Yes, you can
Because
work.
according to our last episode,
Yes,
we mentioned some fields,
fields.
and according to that, you could
Yeah,
work-
you can work
you can
in
work
an hospital to run tests. Mostly now we have scan labs. separate from hospitals now. So those are examples of places where you can work again. But in a hospital where they have their labs too there, you can work there as well.
Clinical
But
setting, basically.
yes, actually.
You can also work as a toxicologist in various companies. You can work as a toxicologist in Sinlab Nigeria, Environmental Resources Managers Limited, Searchgate Laboratories Limited. You know Searchgate? I know Searchgate. Nigeria Institute for Oceanography and Marine Research, NIOMR. And the average salary for starter, particularly in Sinlab Nigeria, is 107,000 a month.
Wow.
That's 7,000
1,000 naira.
according to my salary scale. As a biochemist, you can work as a biotechnologist. Biotechnology is my passion. As a biochemist, you can work as a biotechnologist in several companies too. And you can work in Genomark Hub, African Biosciences Limited, Greenleaf Biotech International. I think Greenleaf is popular. You might have seen
kind
that.
of,
Yeah,
sure.
STK Biotech, NABDA, National Biotechnology Development Agency, and Ence Biotech and Ventures.
Wow.
And the salary is pretty moderate too. For starters, you can earn 100k to 150k per month, according
Really
to
good.
Glassdoor.
So I will be talking now on pharmacologist. As a pharmacologist, you can work in Carrot Top Drugs Limited, Mufet Nigerian Limited. You can work in United Wellness Pharmacy. You can work in Kempro Global Services, and their salary is actually okay too. At least for an average pharmacologist in Nigeria, you can earn up to 91,000 naira to 230,000 naira per month. Source is the Kasepat. So all these fields and their salary is actually for an average starter. So as much as you build in the field, as much as you get more experience, definitely your source of income is going to change. That one is sure. So another career is you can decide to be a dispenser of knowledge. The knowledge you've gained from biochemistry, for the years you acquired your knowledge, you can lecture others, can be an academic lecturer in biochemistry. Your potential employers are any good university in Nigeria, abroad. But for now, the center of our discussion is Nigeria. So any good university in Nigeria, for an average salary for a lecturer one means that someone that is just starting a lecturer job, someone that just got a lecturer job, is 90,000 naira to 120,000 naira per month. And the source is CONUAS. It's a body that make regulations as regarding university lecturers, salaries, and all. So as a lecturer one, like a lecturer that is just starting, you can earn this amount. Yeah. Oh wow, so I know that you guys have been saying that you will hear the one that will make your year tingle. Now this is the time to hear it. So we are going to be speaking on the top 2 career on our list now in biochemistry. So I'll give Toby the floor to speak about that.
I'm usually a gentleman. Normally, I will let you start. Oh, it's okay. So, as a medical science liaison spelled LIAISON, they provide consultation for researches and medical advices, biochemistry related. You can work in Novo Nordisk, you can work in Novartis, you can work in AH Nigeria, you can work in Roche, you can work in AstraZeneca. All these are companies that you can work in, and they pay a very sweet amount. For starters, you can earn 300k per month.
Wow.
According to my salary scale and Oxford University, I mean, it's a nice salary.
It's a good one.
In this
300k for a
economy,
start. I'm also going to be speaking on forensic scientist. Yeah, as a forensic scientist in biochemistry now, as a career, you can get to work in Deloitte, Nigeria, First Digital Forensics Africa, Cuba Advisory Limited, Computer Forensic Institute, Nigeria, CFIN, and you can also work as a forensic consultant. So forensic scientists work in crime detection and things related to crime with the application of biochemistry. So the average salary for a forensic scientist in Nigeria now is 600,000 to 670,000 per month.
I'm sure that our year would seem good like that. So you can earn as much as this really in Nigeria, and the careers under it are promising. We have our source for this information from Glassdoor, so you can make your researches as well. Yeah, and you can just feel that after all we have said, all these figures that we called, they are not still your dream salary, and you feel like, this money is too small, this is not where I'm planning my life to at all. And you feel like biochemistry cannot give you the kind of money that you want, and you want to go into another thing but still apply the knowledge of biochemistry to maybe bring in innovations. That's the second session of this episode, in which we'll be going into now, and we have a guest in the house with us. Do you all remember David from the first episode titled Nigeria versus Biochemistry? So he's here with us today.
Hello, gay brethren.
Welcome. And he's going to be speaking as well, and we will all be sharing our insights on this particular subject matter. Yeah.
Biochemistry and money. Let's have it.
Yeah, we have quite a number of things to tell you. Abby Tobes. We want to hear your view, and we want you to enlighten us much more. Yeah, so a friend of mine shared with me some times ago that she's studying biochemistry too, and she shared with a cousin of ours passion for biochemistry and all, but then our cousin was trying to talk her into the fact that biochemistry cannot give her the kind of life that she wanted to have.
What's the kind of life you wanted to have?
The kind of life,
1 meal
like,
per month.
Like huge amount of money.
Huge amount of money. All right.
Huge amount of money. So our cousin told her that biochemistry cannot give her that in Nigeria. That even if she was going to be earning that, she would definitely be practicing abroad. And then this friend of mine was actually someone who was passionate about biochemistry, even from beginning and all, but then it just killed her morale and all of that, and she just started developing cold feet to the department, to the discipline. So what do you have to say concerning that?
First off, Nigeria is a country that has a bad economy. Let's be sincere.
Yeah,
so
true.
Everyone wants money.
Really?
At this point.
Yeah, I want money.
Right? Exactly. Everyone wants money. If everyone wants money, the target that everyone would be focusing on is what gives money the most. No one would look at what could give money the most. In a country that needs money, no one actually looks at that.
Yeah.
It's what currently gives money the most. And did that friend mention anything about tech?
Yes,
Coding?
yes. She was saying something like her sister would like her to go into tech and all.
Exactly.
That, at least that could, we all know that that's what is everywhere
Trending
now.
That is actually it. So she basically told her the fact that the science part doesn't give money currently.
True.
That's what she, or at least from her view anyway, people's perspective about things. Majority of Nigerians, their perspective about science is there is no money in this thing. That's what they see mostly. Most graduates, sincerely, how much of them actually go forward in making money from the degree they have? How many of them utilize that degree to make the amount of money they wish? People see that and say, see that neighbor that graduated from so department, he's doing POS at that place. Nobody knows why he's doing POS. What they just know is he graduated from a department, perhaps in science, and he's doing POS currently. That is the general ideology the old society has gotten to develop. But is that the ideology you'd want to continue with? Now, that society brings that ideology to you. That this is your department, whether biochemistry, biology, anything. I don't know why they used to attack the bio on. But they say they've not seen enough fruits. By fruits, I mean money. From these departments. Then they'd want to discourage you of it. Then you'd ask yourself, really, I spent 4 years, 5 years, even with strike, up to 8 years in this course. Would I really not make any money from it? So when you get approached by someone who is challenging your course of study, it really depends on you. You know how the mindset of the Nigerians is currently. However, is that where you want to continue in? And secondly, is as you mentioned, the person mentioned tech as in technology. At least tech as we call it anyway, is basically IT skills. where did tech suddenly come from? We know it was never like this in Nigeria back then. Tech was not the hot stuff back then. So where did it emanate from that? Now we hear so many people going from the courses they study into IT skills, leaving those years of study. Where did the mindset come from?
Now, did you know that
Tech itself is the reason most people are not succeeding well enough in science, because they are not using technology. Now, what is technology? Technology is the application of science into practical scenarios.
Yeah.
Look at a person who studied biochemistry but loves making pastries, perhaps chin. Why would such a person now still go ahead and make the same type of chin that exists in every street
I wants to be
in
different.
Nigeria,
I wants to make a difference, really.
and even wants to make a career of it?
Yeah, true.
And wants to make a career of, because we know it is very possible. Now, such a person wouldn't now use, let's assume such a person did not use their biochemistry and just made the normal chin we all know. That's not technology. What science did you apply from the knowledge
you
your
got.
formal education in school has given you? Look at a scientist that makes a product that people who have lactose intolerance can use.
And they'll
It's
be
like
fine.
milk, but they can use it and they'll be alright. Or a kind of chin that promotes resistance to various forms of disease, various forms of illness. Imagine chin that promotes resistance to malaria. That scientifically, biochemically, the more you eat this chin, the more resistant you'll be to malaria. and such a person goes into the market, makes good
Advice and all
marketing,
of that.
and sells it out. Or a form of bread that reduces chances of diabetes in a person. This is no longer about just, I want to go and get job, or I want to have a career, but I don't want to go into private industries or public industries as a biochemist. This is about applying biochemistry as a skill in what you do. That is technology, not just IT skills. That is technology itself, and it's what we are lacking in terms of building career from what we've gone to study
In school.
in school. I used to think, why not actually start earning in dollars as a scientist? Is it that impossible? Is it that unachievable? I don't know. Why not a group of scientists build science also in Nigeria, for us to even earn from abroad to Nigeria with the science we do in Nigeria?
Yeah, true.
There is also that. But most people are not interested in being innovative. That is the root of all of this. It was a few innovations many decades ago that we are reaping the fruit of and saying we'd like to
But
go
we
into
don't want
these
to
things.
build another.
Right? In fact, if you are targeting big money, you should be innovative enough to build on your own cause. For instance, you who is listening, you'd likely know at least one web developer. How many times have you heard of someone, say a biochemist, think of making a website that has a database of various kind of herbs, various kind of bioactive compounds, various kind of newly found molecules in Nigeria plants, that made a database of such and stacked them up in his website as a library for anyone who is interested in this form or in these macromolecules, in these molecules, to come and make research on. In fact, most scientists abroad, they don't actually, of course, we know they don't actually have the number of plants we have. Bitter leaf alone, if you're a biochemist listening to me, at least if you reach maybe 300, 400 level in biochemistry, you know how powerful bitter leaf is biochemically. Most even scientists abroad don't know much about these things. So when last did you hear of a biochemistry graduate say he or she wants to use that tech, as in that creation of websites, to make such a library for people abroad to come get their information, and perhaps even let them pay a little in dollars also, to pay a little to get this important information we have here in Nigeria? When last you hear such an innovation? Really? My LinkedIn, I say I revolutionized science through tech. That is what I want to go into. I am actually a person who loves software development, but I want to merge it together. I want to use that software development to build biochemistry better, and there will be money in such. But that person that I mentioned earlier, who graduated with a degree and suddenly is working in a POS center, that some fellow brothers and sisters are seeing and now saying, oh, that guy was in university
Biochemical
and
PS.
is biochemical PS again and graduated and is now doing biochemical POS and is going into such a thing. The next question is, speaking to that brother or that sister, sir, ma, what were you innovative about with your degree that you came out with? What do you plan on using it for that would make a difference?
Yeah.
That would give value.
You can't just get a degree for 5 good years. Not even as a full student. Not even if you tell me.
We thought the whole night.
Not even as a full student. And you now get that degree and you just want to leave it like that. No. There are ways to actually circumvent all of this. Even if you feel like, okay, Nigeria is not promising as regards biochemistry, but you can be the change, right? You can be innovative.
If you graduate from biochemistry, then you go into tech, who would revolutionize biochemistry? You have to stay and be innovative. So I actually have these 3 ways that you can make use of your degree. First one is induction. Induction, like when you graduate and go into the job world, when you get an employment from a company, that's induction.
Induction.
And also you have integration, when you integrate your biochemistry degree with another passion. That's a way into innovation.
The knowledge you get from biochemistry, you get another field. Probably you got a skill aside your degree. You can as well input the knowledge from biochemistry to integrate both together and just see the way you can make a change.
David said it actually. He said he wants to revolutionize science with technology. That's a very good mentality. That's a way to start a revolution. That's a way to create a new
reform.
A new reform. So that's a way to innovation. When you start integrating your passion into biochemistry, or integration biochemistry into your passion, you start to make something new. And that's my leeway into innovation. So when you think of new things, when you develop, all these are molecules, how to crystallize DNA molecules,
those things, people develop them actually. People did research and brought them to life. There are still various things that we can actually make our research on, and new things that we can do, that we can bring up. So we don't just have to sit on the fact that we can only leverage on things we have now. There is more. There are a lot of things that we can diversify into with the knowledge of the biochemistry, and that's what this episode is about. That we should not just have this notion that after school there's no job because of my discipline and all of that. If you want to go into job, there are jobs, like as Toby has said, that if you want to go into induction, there are various companies that you can work in and earn a good salary as that. If you think that you want to be innovative, you want to do a number of new things with your degree and with your certification, it's also a very brilliant idea. And if you love working in the IT space and all, you can still impute biochemistry. It just depends on you. It depends on your passion. It depends on what you see biochemistry like. I'm sure that by now we all have a changed mindset and how much more we can improve ourselves and how we can be innovative in our career as biochemists. This is the BCH podcast, and we'll always be giving you facts and things that matters, and we hope that we get your listening here in the next episode. Bye. Jesus loves.